Hello, my name is Nikolai. This is a little demo of Thingtime for people that I send it to. I thought I'd make this because I can't really just send a link because it's not very clear at this stage because it's a kind of alpha MVP. It's not really clear how to use it. Even though there's some instructions, it's not too clear. But basically the way you use it is you type in a path like my data. That'll take you to edit my data. You can then, there's two ways you can interact. Either if you do type and click enter, it detects it as a string. So when it's in an undefined state, it will enter this kind of, this top part here is called commander. And so this is another instance of commander. And basically when you're in an instance of commander, you can input any value you want and the program will try to detect what JavaScript type it is. So if you put in 5, it detects that it's a number. And then because we're in edit mode, which you can turn off if you go up here, you can turn off edit mode, and then you've just got the data. You can still run commands, but you can't edit any of the data, and this pop-up doesn't come up. But if you edit it, and you put in 5, then you get this editable interface where you can increase the number and do all sorts of things. But the cool thing is that so this can detect whether it's a string, a boolean, or a number, but it can also detect if it's an array or an object. So if we go like this, number 1, bam, we get a number. That's 1. And then you can add a new property and call it boolean true, and then you get a boolean, and it's instantly toggleable. If you turn off edit mode, it just says true or false. And then strings, a string can just be anything. And then you get a little icon that's a string, that's a boolean, and that's a number. And then you can also do array. So you could have a nested true. Okay. And you get a nested array. Then you can add a property to the array. Make that nested false. And yep, that's basically how it works. You can also add properties to objects. So some bugs need to be, or some user experience needs to be ironed out. But yeah, so you can add a property to an object, like age. Say you made this person. It's actually interesting because, so you could do age 5, name, Nick. And the cool thing is you don't actually need to do that, you can just do that. So you could do that, but there's a little bit of clever trickery going on where it kind of tries to detect it. There's also these menus where you can replace a property with a type. So I could set it to boolean, string, array, object, number, etc. And then there's these more complex types, which if you go to preview mode, so preview mode essentially lets you see the data in the read-only mode alongside the write mode. And you can see that changes reflect instantly. Yeah, so I shouldn't have changed this because I've never actually tested that, changing the top level path property name problem. So if you add data here, something else, yeah, the cool thing is though, say you want to make my new website, right? Now what we can do, we can come down here, and I've created a few types. So let's make a green container. Bam. So you can see that there's all these properties. Basically it's a Shaka component, but it has all these properties which you can change. So I could put in green, light green, purple, blue, light blue. You can then put in a linear gradient, blue, red. Yeah, you can basically put in whatever you want. You could even put in here. Is this a full X? Actually, I'm not. Oh, this is a center, so yeah. So anyway, you can edit like basically HTML and DOM using Chakra and React. You can increase the padding. You can increase the border radius. What's cool is you can click and hold this. You could increase the border radius to 999. You could add a border. Damn. Well, you can add a border, 5 pixels solid green. Anyway, you get the point. You can basically do anything. Then you can add children. So if you add a child, yeah, so now it's centered. I'm not sure why it wasn't centered before, but basically, yeah. And so if you add a child, if we change the name of this to hidden child, so basically there's a system where any properties that have the name hidden in them, when they're rendered, they won't render the name of the property. So now you can just add my new website in here, and then you get that. We can make the color white, and then we can fix up the padding bottom. We can make it 8 just to center it a bit more, and then we've got, you know, our new website. We could even add some box shadow, 5 pixel, 5 pixel, little pixel, little pixel, 0 pixel, 0. Light green. Bam. Yeah. Can up this. Oh yeah, and so the thing is that you need to press enter when you're adding a new property, such as, not sure, but whatever. When you're adding a new property, but once the property has a type, then everything you type will happen instantly. So it's instant reactivity. That's pretty cool. Yeah. So, yeah. And then the cool thing is you can add so I think what we want to do is change the flex direction to a column. then you can add a child. Say we add a child, maybe a yellow container centered. Then we get that. Now what you can do is width 100%. You can do margin top 100 pixels, and yeah, you can basically go on with this pattern as much as you want. You can build whatever you want. Yeah, so that is kind of Shark or HTML CSS editing. But then the cool part is, this is the really cool part. Okay, I don't really have the demo set up for this quite yet, but we'll go to a new piece of data. We'll go to clock. And we'll get out of editor mode. I'll just be in edit mode. And now I've prepared a little, copy paste script, which you can copy, and we'll just make clock undefined just to prove that you can, the way this works is, if you use it right, there will be no errors. You don't need any property paths to exist. Everything just gets created as you make it. So I'll paste this in, hit enter, and we've got an instantly functioning clock. So if we previewed this, we'd get our clock over here, and we could tie that into some Shark components or some UI. And yeah, so that, oh, that's a bug. Bastard. The cool thing is you can execute arbitrary JavaScript. So this is actually how I learned that intervals just return some integer. You can run that, and now the clock stopped. Now we can add source, add that. Oh God. I had evaluated it. Okay. Now I don't know the interval. Oh, we can just refresh. Anyway, it's in alpha's MVP, but that's kind of the direction I would like it to go. Yep. Yeah, give it a play, whatever. Yeah, cheers. I'll see you next time. Please support the project.